What's going on, everybody? Here to give you another repair tutorial for the Xbox 360 console. We'll be working with the Benq drive today. I'm going to show you how to do a replacement for the worm motor. For this tutorial, all you're going to need is two little jewelry screwdrivers, Phillips heads. Of course, that's only to get into this. If you're not sure how to get to this point, as you can see, a link has popped up to another video tutorial on how to open your Xbox 360 FAT console. So if you need to watch that, go ahead and watch that and then come back to this video. Next, I'll tell you a few things to look for. There's several things that can go wrong with a disk drive, and it's not always the laser, although the laser is the common culprit. But a couple of very obvious signs something to do with the worm motor is very loud noises. If you've got a lot of loud noises going on inside, that is almost always the worm motor, because that's usually showing that the laser isn't moving properly and it's clicking around and making all kinds of racket. So if that's what you've got going on and it won't read disk, then that's going to be what you want to replace. So we'll get started here. First, we're just going to flip it over, start taking out the screws for the outer case. Just go ahead and screw these four right here to get this off. And we'll kind of pop this out a little bit. Make sure to keep track of your screws. I always like to put them in some sort of little four-sided container or something that if they roll around, they're not going to roll off the table, because it is easier to happen than you might think. And that way you won't have to worry about it. Now we're going to take this top piece off here. Alright, now the worm motor is right in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this disc tray out. In order to do that, there's a little piece of plastic right here, and all you have to do is just take something and push that in. As you can see, it'll start to eject it for you, and then you can pull it the rest of the way out. Next thing we're going to do is we got to get the laser arm off of this worm motor. So what you got to do is you got to unscrew the one screw connecting it to the laser. Very simple part. And then we're going to set that aside. Next, I'm going to slide my laser down a little bit. It's going to make it easier to get to the worm motor. Alright, I'm going to slide this up, but not all the way. That way I can pull it back out later. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, this is the laser ribbon for the worm motor. So we'll go ahead and loosen this up. What you got to do is there's a little lock thing, and you just kind of pull that out, and that loosens this so it'll come right out. Next, we're going to take out this PCB board. So there are two little clips here. You got to pull each one outwards. So pull them both outwards, and this will kind of get this out and loosen it up. You will want to be careful since it's connected still to the laser and everything, but that way that's loose. Now, this right here is one of the screws for it, so we'll go ahead and take that out now. Alright, we'll set that one aside. Now the other one is underneath this, so we'll take that one out as well. And I'm hoping I can show you this without having to take this bar out, but I may have to go ahead and take this bar out. We'll just have to see how that goes. But like I said, most of the time I probably will have to take that out. In fact, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to have to take that bar out. Darn. Alright, so let's go ahead and flip it back over there. And keep in mind with this one, there's two clamps. Now, usually there's two clamps, but with this one, I've only got one clamp. This is just kind of a beat-up drive, so I've kind of taken some parts off of it. So you will have to take this clamp off and the one that's supposed to be right here. So all you got to do that is unscrew the one screw, like so, and then kind of work this clamp out of here. And then set that aside. And like I said, you got to take the one clamp out that would be right here, but it's not on mine. Next, we'll go ahead and remove this laser ribbon just to be careful. You don't have to, but it just is one less thing that you got to watch for. So all you got to do is it works the same way with the laser ribbon, with the ribbon I mean for the worm motor. You just pull out the little lock and then pull the ribbon out. Alright, now you just kind of work this bar out. First you start with this end and you kind of work it up a little bit and kind of try to pop it out. Sometimes that worm motor will get in the way, so keep that in mind. And the farther up the laser is, the easier it's going to be to get it out as well. Alright, so now I'm going to set that aside. And now this is going to be able to easily pop right out, like so. So what we'll do is we'll take the bad one, and then we're going to get the new replacement, and we're going to take it and slip it right back into place. The metal bar does go underneath, and then the actual gear part of the worm motor is going to be over top of this. So just make sure you don't put it like this. You've got to slide it underneath like that. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to pop this laser back in. Go ahead and get that out of the way. Just stick that one in first. After you've got that side in, connect the laser back to this one, and while you're doing that, kind of pop the bar back in on this side. And then we will put our clamps back on. Just remember that the part that's angled upwards is going to be the part that is actually touching the bar. That way it'll kind of help you keep track of putting it on there the correct way. Okay. Now remember, there is two clamps. I'm not going to be doing the other one, so make sure to put your clamp that goes right here back in the right place. Now we'll go ahead and connect the laser ribbon back as well. Just slide it right back in there. And then lock it back in place. And that's that. Now what we're going to do is we'll flip it back over. And this does kind of have a little clips that it kind of sits on, kinda. They're not much, so it won't just automatically fall in place. But once you got it on there, you won't be able to slide it around. Then we'll just put our little screws back in to hold it. If I don't lose them in the meantime. Alright. So we'll put those back in now. And then the other one goes back right there. And then put this one in. Alright, now you got to get this back in, so what you do here is it just goes right through the hole. Not too awfully difficult. It does take a little finagling just because you'll be holding it at kind of a weird angle. You can even use your little screwdriver to kind of hold it just a little bit, but don't push too hard. You could mess up the PCB board. So that's just kind of whatever works better for you. I like to usually go from underneath with one of my fingers, kind of guide it, and then you just lock it back into place. Now you want to get it back, the PCB board locked back in, just like that. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to put the laser arm back on the laser. One thing I will tell you about this is to be careful and to not over tighten it. If you over tighten it, you're going to end up having to buy yourself a new laser on top of it all. Because you can super glue, if you do strip it out, you can super glue that in on the laser, but that's temporary. It will eventually break off and everything anyways. So my best suggestion is to just make sure that that you don't over tighten that laser on. Alright, now we're just going to slide that back in, and all that's really left is putting the inner casing back on. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did find it helpful, you can definitely like and subscribe my videos. I've got a lot of repair tutorials and case modding tutorials and all kinds of other stuff for game consoles. So definitely check me out and subscribe and like this video. Anyways, guys, pretty sure you can figure out how to screw those back in without watching me. So until next time.